1,000 people become extraordinary.
A busy time rescuing pups at the Cornish Seal Sanctuary and the season for a spectacular swan migration. Don't miss nature's calendar in half an hour after Eggheads here on BBC Two.
These 5 people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. You might recognise them as they've won some of the country's toughest quiz shows. They are the Eggheads. And taking on the might of our quiz Goliaths today are Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow. The team are all students at Oxford Brookes University and take part in a pub quiz every Monday night. They came up with a team name as the prize for the quiz is normally a crate of beer. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Dan, I'm 19 and I'm a business student.
Hi, I'm Craig, I'm 20 and I'm a computer science student.
Hi, I'm Charles, I'm 19 and I'm a computing student.
Hi, I'm Tom, I'm 21 and I'm a biology student.
Hi, I'm Kaz, I'm 19 and I'm a business student.
Yes, very, very original team name then. Beer Today. So what kind of beer? Expensive beer?
Never expensive, but usually mainstream, sort of lagery type beers.
Student beer.
Yeah, never
Student
the best.
beer,
Never the best, yeah.
I suppose anything is gratefully received being students.
Yeah, I'll take anything that's coming our way.
Yeah.
How often do you win it?
Every other week, maybe?
Yeah, probably every other week. We do.
Slightly more than that, maybe.
Well, I didn't like to brag, you know.
Okay, well, you've been doing well there. Let's see how you do on Eggheads. Every day there's £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So, Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow. The Eggheads have won the last 74 games, which means £75,000. Says you can't beat the Eggheads. The first head-to-head battle, then, Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow, is going to be on food and drink, rather appropriately, given your team name. Who'd like to play this?
Is it Craig? You're the man on food and drink,
Yeah.
aren't you? Yeah? Craig?
Yeah, Craig. Yeah, Craig.
Craig's going to play.
OK, Craig, and any Egghead you want.
Do you want to take on CJ? CJ?
Yeah.
Food and drink?
Yeah, I'd like to take on CJ.
OK, Craig, let's start straight off then with you and CJ into the question room then, please. So, Craig, you're kicking off for Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow. It's food and drink. Do you want to go first or second?
I'd like to go first, please, Dermot.
Here's the question. Which condiment is made from a plant in the cabbage family? Black pepper, mustard or vinegar?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm quite tempted to go... I'm not too sure about mustard. Vinegar's sort of sticking out to me just because I know the Germans like to eat vinegar with their cabbage, and sauerkraut's quite a popular dish over there. I think I'll play vinegar.
OK. It's not the right answer, Craig. It's mustard that is a plant in the cabbage family. So nothing there. Slip up with the first question. CJ, Limburger is what type of food product? Is it cheese, fruit bread or beer?
I should know this straight away, shouldn't I? And I don't. I think it's beer, but I'm not at all positive.
You got their team name on your mind. It's a cheese. Limburger is a type of cheese. That's off there, Craig. So CJ not able to capitalise on your slip, and he's slipped up himself. So it stays all square. Craig's second question. An olive oil classed as extra virgin must have no more than 0.8% of what? Acid, sodium or fat?
Well, I'm fairly sure it's not fat because obviously oil is fat. So I would be quite tempted by acid. I don't think it's sodium. Yeah, I'm going to play acid.
You went the acid route with your vinegar on the last one. Is it right this time? Yes, it is.
Well,
absolutely. Extra virgin olive oil must have no more than 0.8% acid. CJ, it's your second question. Scotch broth contains which cereal crop? Rye, oats or barley?
I think it's barley.
It is barley. It's the right answer. Well done. Craig, back to you then. A third question for you. What is the name of the Italian cake that comes from Siena? Panettone, panforte or pastiera?
I seem to remember having some of this around Christmas time. I hadn't tried it before. It's actually quite nice. It's panettone.
Panettone. Panettone is quite nice, but it's not from Siena. It's panforte. Panforte is from Siena. So, a chance for CJ. Marshmallow, CJ, is made from which part of the plant of the same name? Roots, leaves or stems?
Again, I don't know this, but I'll go for roots. Just seems the most likely.
Okay. It's correct, CJ. Marshmallow is made from the roots of the plant, which means relatively low-scoring round. CJ, you're through to the final round. Craig, I'm afraid you're not going to make it there. Would you both please come back and join your teams? OK, Beer Today, gone tomorrow. Lost one brain from the final round so far, but 3 categories still to come, and our next one is history. Who'd like to play this?
I think we'll play...
Yeah,
Do you want to play this, Charlie?
Yeah, I'll
quite
do
good
it.
at history.
Yeah, I'll be the one.
Charlie is, yeah, okay. Yeah, Charlie.
OK, Charlie, and which egghead do you want to take on? Can't be CJ, any of the other 4?
Maybe Daphne. I was
Play Daphne on
yeah,
that.
I think so. Okay, we'll play Daphne on that.
Daphne.
Charlie and Daphne into the question room, please, just to make sure there's no conferring. Charlie, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second, please, Dermot.
And Daphne, the question is this then, you're in first. What name was given to the troops loyal to the king during the English Civil War? Roundheads, Cavaliers or Chartists? What name was given to the troops loyal to the king during the English Civil War?
They were the Cavaliers, Dermot.
Right answer, well done to you. OK, Charlie, first question for you. Good luck. What was the only Southeast Asian country that was never colonised by a European power? Vietnam, India or Thailand?
Well, it's obviously not India. It's famously colonised by the British Empire. So either Vietnam or Thailand. Vietnam. Vietnam's calling out above Thailand.
OK, it's certainly not India. You're right there, but it's not Vietnam. Huge French influence there. It's Thailand. OK, well, a chance for Daphne to go into a 2-0 lead. Daphne, the Hammer of the Scots was a nickname of which King of England? Charles I, Henry I or Edward I?
That would be Edward I. I think it's on his tomb, isn't it?
Edward I is the right answer, Daphne, which means, Charlie, you're really under the cosh. You've got to get this. Charlie, who famously described Europe as being divided by an Iron Curtain on March the 5th, 1946? Stalin, Churchill or Truman?
Sounds like something I really should know because this is what I did in GCSE history. But now that I come to think about it, it's harder than I thought. I'll go for the patriotic option and choose Churchill.
Absolutely right. V for victory. Churchill is the right answer. So keeping some hopes alive, but you've got to hope Daphne doesn't get this. Although Queen Victoria's husband, Daphne, was always known as Albert, what was his actual first given name? Ludwig, Franz or Adolf?
Gosh, never heard it. Franz?
France, it's the right answer, Daphne, which puts you into the final round. I don't get to put another question to you, Charlie, because Daphne's got all her 3 right already. Would you both please come back and join your teams? So we've lost Charlie and Craig from Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow, and all the eggheads at this point are still heading for the final round. Our next subject is science. Now, who wants to play this? I know there's a couple of you studying in that field, aren't there?
Yeah, I think Tom is a man for science. Yeah.
Thomas was preordained, was it, that if the category came up, you were going to play? OK, who would you like to choose from? Chris, Kevin or Judith?
Judith?
Judith it is, yeah.
OK, Judith it is. It seems to be...
Fourth in a row.
Seems to be a bit of a pattern, doesn't it? Every
I
time
know.
science comes up, you'll pick Judith.
It's the 4th in a row.
Could I have you both in the question room, please? So, Tom, what's it going to be for you, first or second?
I'll go first, please, Dermot.
OK, good luck, Tom. Here's the question. Which branch of medicine deals with injuries or disorders of the bones and joints? Pediatrics, orthopedics or obstetrics?
Well, it's definitely not paediatrics, because that's with kids. I got a feeling it's orthopedics, so I'll go with orthopedics, please.
It's the right answer. Well done, Tom. Well done, mate. Orthopedics deals with injuries or disorders of the bones and joints. OK, Judith, what is the literal meaning of the phrase Homo sapiens? Is it wise man, upright man, or talking man?
It means wise man.
Wise woman there. It's the right answer. OK, back to you, Tom. Second question. For what does the letter A stand in the scientific abbreviation DNA? Acid, alkaline, or agent?
Well, I've got to know this one. I studied biology. It's acid for deoxyribonucleic acid.
Ha-ha! Egghead-like there. This is right in your field of study, then, is it? Yes, and acid is, of course, correct. Well done, Tom. The way the questions fall, glad to see that one falling to you, Tom. Judith, the goonie bird is a variety of which avian species? Is it pelican, cockatoo, or albatross?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's cockatoo. The goonie bird.
Goonie bird, yes. G-O-O-N-E-Y.
I don't know. I think it's either pelican or albatross. I think I'll go for albatross.
OK, the goonie bird is a variety of albatross. It's correct, Judith. Well done, so. 2-2. Might win it with this, Tom. What is the term for the process of cell reproduction during which one cell is divided into two genetically identical daughter cells? Zymosis, mitosis, or myosotis?
It's got to be mitosis. It's definitely mitosis.
Fantastic, Tom. It's the right answer, yes, mitosis. Two right up your street there, but Judith is hanging on to your coattails. But she goes out if she doesn't get this. Judith, the two South American species of the camel family that are not domesticated and live in the wild are the vicuna and which other? The alpaca, the guanaco, or the llama?
The not domesticated ones. Well, we all know llamas are domesticated because from the archers. Alpaca, you get wool from alpaca. I think it might be guanaco.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's guanaco.
Okay, not llama or alpaca, you think, because llama's in the archers. And
Yes.
guanaco's the right answer. We're going into sudden death. Guanaco is correct. OK, Tom, this is the first time in this game when we've got to sudden death. Just to remind you, those choices are now being removed. I've just got to hear an answer from you. The unit of electromotive force or potential difference is named after which Italian scientist? I suppose this isn't really your area, then.
No. You've gone outside of my area now, really.
The unit of electromotive force or potential difference?
I think the unit of potential difference is the volt, but I don't know if that's his name. So,
Electromotive force or potential difference?
I'm just going to say volt. I don't know.
Sorry, say that again very loudly for me.
Sorry, I'm going to say volt. I'm just going to throw it out there.
It's very close, Tom, but it's not correct. It's volta. Nearly there, but not good enough, I'm afraid, which means a chance for you, Judith, to win it. Early spider, bee, and fly are the names of British species of which flower?
Well, there's a bee orchid. And there are orchids that look vaguely like spiders. I'm sure it's orchid.
It's the right answer, Judith. Orchid is correct. Bee orchid, as you know, a fly orchid and an early spider. It puts you through to the final round. Bad luck, Tom. You were cruising at one moment as those questions fell into your lap, more or less. But Judith hung on, as I said, and has pipped you in sudden death. Would you both please come back and join your teams? Well, be today, gone tomorrow. 3 brains gone, not able to play in the final round. Kaz and Dan left. Let's see which one of you we can get through to the final round with this category. It's sport. Who wants to play?
I'll play Dan.
Got to be you, Dan. And from the Eggheads, it's Kevin and Chris left.
I think you've got to play.
I've got to play Chris. Yeah. We'll play Chris at sport.
OK. Let's have you both into the question room then, please, Dan and Chris. Well, Dan, let's hope we can get you through to keep Kaz company in the final round. Would you like to go first or second?
Can I go first, please, damn it?
OK, elected to go first. Dan, here's your question. Hanger Straight, Beckett's and Copse are all features of which famous British sporting venue? Aintree, Silverstone or Badminton?
Well, having watched a little bit of horse racing in my time, especially the Grand National, I can't remember them being at Aintree. When you first said them, my mind thought motor racing rather than horse racing, so I think I'll go for Silverstone.
Silverstone, Hanger Straight would fit, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's the right answer.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done. Chris, which boxer entered the arena for his world title fight against Vuyani Bungu in the year 2000, flying on a mechanically operated magic carpet? Was it Nassim Hamed, Lennox Lewis or Ricky Hatton?
Well, it wouldn't be Ricky Hatton, because he's later, and he's a Lancashire lad, and we don't have many flying carpets in Lancashire. I don't think Lennox Lewis would stoop to that level of showmanship, but Nassim Hamed, with his slightly exotic, shall we say, background, would perhaps enter on a flying carpet. So I'll say Nassim Hamed.
It's Nassim Hamed. It's the right answer, Chris. One to you. Dan, second question. Which volatile snooker player won his second and last World Championship in 1982? Alex Higgins, Kirk Stevens or John Pulman?
Yeah, very famous. I think it might be Jimmy White in a classic final, maybe semi-final. Definitely beat Jimmy White along the way, because I remember seeing, went all the way. I think it was 18-16, one of the best matches ever. It's Hurricane Higgins, Alex Higgins.
Alex Higgins is the right answer, yes. Won his second and last World Championship in 1982. OK, Chris, second question for you. Which sportsman, born in 1971, invented the yellow Live Strong bracelets to raise money for cancer research? Michael Johnson, Tiger Woods or Lance Armstrong?
Well, I presume it's the one who famously beat cancer, Lance Armstrong, the cyclist.
Cyclist Lance Armstrong is the right answer, Chris. Yes, two apiece. Back to you, Dan, both going well. In which country, Dan, did Lewis Hamilton win his first ever Formula One Grand Prix in June 2007? Canada, Australia or France?
Yeah, when you first asked the question, my mind wandered to North America when they did the Indianapolis and Canadian Grand Prix. So I'm pretty sure it's Canada from memory. Definitely, it was that period when they did. I think it was a couple of weeks. They did the USA, where he did very well, I seem to remember, and then Canada straight after, where he won. So I think it's Canada.
Yeah, maximum points for Lewis Hamilton in Canada. It's the right answer, and maximum points so far for you, Dan. Well done. 3 to you. Well, Chris, you've got to get this then. The 4 balls in a standard croquet set are coloured red, yellow, blue, and what? Green, black, or white?
Now, I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and polish me mallet, so presumably, like the cue ball in snooker, it's white.
OK. Now, like the ball worth 7 points, it's black.
No.
And that's worth no points to you. And it's great news for Beer Today, gone tomorrow. The very last question of our head-to-heads. We've got Dan through to the final round. Would you both please come back and join your teams? So far from over with that victory by Dan over Chris. We've now reached what we've been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So Craig, Charlie and Tom from Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow, and Chris from the Eggheads, would you all leave the studio, please? So Dan and Kaz, that leaves you playing to win Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow, £75,000. Judith, Kevin, CJ and Daphne, you're playing for something which money can't buy. Oh no, it's the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I'll ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge and you are allowed to confer, which is why it was so important you made it through at the last time of asking, Dan, to keep Kaz company. Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow, the question is, are your 2 brains better than the Eggheads' 4? And Beer Today, Gone Tomorrow, would you like to go first or second?
You go first?
Yeah,
First. We'll go first, please, Dermot.
Chosen to go first. Very best of luck. Here's your question. The 26th of November 2003 marked the last ever voyage of which famous vehicle? Concorde, the Royal Yacht Britannia or the Orient Express?
OK, 2003. So, 4 years ago. I was thinking Concorde. I'm just thinking when Britannia last sailed. So, it might be, what, 15? That's before then Britannia stopped sailing. Orient Express. Orient Express is still going, isn't it? Orient Express. I think you can still travel on the Orient Express. OK, we'll go Concorde. We'll go Concorde, please.
Concorde. It's right. Yep, well done. Good start. Concorde. OK, Eggheads. Despite its name, the Bayeux tapestry is what kind of needlework? Embroidery, crochet or appliqué? Despite its name, the Bayeux tapestry is what kind of needlework?
It's an embroidery.
Is it? Yeah, it is. It's the right answer. Well done, Eggheads. Not a tapestry, an embroidery, to be absolutely correct. OK, back to you, Dan and Kaz. Good start. Let's hope you keep it up. The one-eyed giant known as the Cyclops and the enchantress Circe are characters in which classical epic poem? The Iliad, the Odyssey or the Aeneid?
I'm not sure. Poetry, you know, is not my thing. But I was thinking the Odyssey at the same time. Would you reckon we should just go for it?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of the other things that don't mean anything to me. Iliad's ringing a bell, but I don't think it's for the same reasons. When the first three came up, I thought Odyssey. Yeah. But I don't know if that's me being just because I've heard a poem rather than I've heard that's the answer. Why don't you just go for it? Should we go for Odyssey?
It's the only one I recognise.
Yeah, let's go for it. We'll go for the Odyssey, Dermot.
And that's a guess. I heard your discussion. I mean, it's an instinct, isn't it?
I must admit, poetry's not my strongest subject, so I've only actually heard of the Odyssey out of those three poems.
Well, you know the kind of form they're on. If you get one wrong, it's probably
on a hot streak.
Probably the idea of £75,000 will have to be wiped from your mind. Well, not yet, because it is the right answer.
Fantastic.
Odyssey is correct. Well done. Woohoo! 2 out of 2. Eggheads. At the end of 2006, how many of the USA's 50 states still officially sanctioned the death penalty? 38, 18, or 8?
It's more than I thought it was.
Really?
We don't see this too often, guys. They are clearly having to think very hard about this.
Absolutely no idea. Think of which ones do. I mean, Texas.
Yeah. I'm inclined to go for the smallest myself.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's only a few places like Florida and...
You see, 18 is almost half. See if you can think of 8 states. Texas, Florida.
Yeah, because whether it's on the statute books or not is a different matter.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
How many of the USA's 50 states at the end of 2006 still officially sanctioned the death penalty?
It might be 18.
Are we close to an answer, Eggheads?
It
and
could
then
be.
they don't use it.
Yeah.
It could be. That's possible.
There aren't that many states that still practice it, but whether it's still officially allowed...
Hasn't been repealed.
Well, you heard the question. What's the answer?
Absolutely. Yeah, okay, come on, we've got to go. Yeah. I'm going to go for 8.
8, do you think? I'm now doubting. Because of the officially
We've got to go
sanctioned.
for something. So
Yeah.
let's
What
go
do you
for it.
think?
My instinct was higher, but 8 seems logical, but I thought it was higher, but...
8 could easily practice it, whether it's sanctioned.
Oh, well,
8.
I'll take the responsibility.
I'll read it one more time, then I want an answer. At the end of 2006, how many of the USA's 50 states still officially sanctioned the death penalty?
Well, we're not at all sure, but we'll say 8.
8. Okay. At the end of 2006, the number of the USA's 50 states that still officially sanctioned the death penalty, 38.
No.
38 states still officially sanctioned. You had the discussion yourself, absolutely. Not very many carry it out anymore. But many of the states still officially sanction the death penalty. Only 12 don't, then, doing the arithmetic. So, right. We haven't been here for a very, very long time on Eggheads. Collect yourselves, calm yourselves. Their fate is no longer in their own hands. This is worth £75,000, this question.
No pressure then.
Not to put any pressure on you whatsoever. So you have a 33% chance, even if you guess, of winning £75,000. Let's hope you know the answer. As I say, the Eggheads have to sit silently and listen to this. Here's the question. Which European Union capital city is furthest south? Lisbon, Valletta, or Nicosia? For £75,000. Which European Union capital city is furthest south?
Lisbon's on just... Yeah, so it's just south of us.
which isn't that south. I'm thinking about what do you think of the other two? Nicosia.
Where's that?
I'm not entirely sure. As you can tell, my knowledge of geography is awesome. See, Valletta, European capitals. Now hold on, let's think about this. It's the EU, okay? So you've just had the 10 new member states. So it's gone up to 25 member states, which incorporated. Oh, let me think. Just right, okay. Going across Nicosia. I would say Nicosia's. I'm not entirely sure where it is. I know that I would say it's further south than Lisbon. Would you?
Yeah,
I was thinking. I think
Lisbon's going to be quite up north. Because Portugal, I think, it's like on the coast now.
Yeah, Portugal is quite high up in Portugal. It's northern Portugal, isn't it? Yeah.
Something like Lisbon.
Well, don't say that. But probably not Lisbon.
Most likely.
Okay, so my mind is telling me Nicosia, but I don't know why. It's sticking out of the line. Let's go for it. Okay, let's go for it. If we get it wrong, I'm not. It's not the end of the world. Because I don't.
Get it wrong, you're still in the game.
Exactly. Okay, I think we're going to go for Nicosia.
Which European Union capital city is furthest south was the question. It's worth £75,000. You should see the look on the faces of the guys behind you who can't be there to help you out. The Eggheads have won 74 games in a row. They've now lost. You've won £75,000. Nicosia is the right answer.
Love you.
Good. Thank you. Well done. Fantastic stuff. Hey!
Fantastic.
It has been a long time coming. Well, you were going through agonies naturally on that question.
I just didn't know. I didn't think Lisbon, but the other two, I didn't have a clue. I just went with what my gut told me, and I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
I mean, did you dare to plan what you might do with the money?
Well, I don't know. Pay off a bit of student debt, maybe do something outrageous. I don't know. After starting off so rubbish as we did, and started off losing 3 games in a row.
I mean, that is actually, yes, the story of the game was awful. I mean, I've sat here during this 74-game winning streak of the Eggheads. You know, teams have come, teams have gone.
Well, that's the thing.
Some with real potential, and some who end up with just one against the Eggheads at the end. And that's the way you guys were going. Lost your first 3 head-to-heads.
First 2 rounds, we played pretty poorly. I think everyone admits to that. And Tom had a good round, and then he was unlucky to lose. And I somehow got through Chris, and then I don't know. We just got a bit lucky, didn't we? Eh? Unbelievable. What are we? Oh dear.
It is unbelievable. I thought it was never going to happen for a while, but it just shows it can be done. We'll be bringing the guys around from the question room soon for you to really start those celebrations. You've just won £75,000. You are officially, for today anyway, cleverer than the Eggheads, and you have proved that it can be done. Join us next time on Eggheads to see if the new team of challengers will be just as successful. Until then, goodbye.
It will definitely change all of our lives, and it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. When we first discussed it, we were a little bit apprehensive. Can we do this? Eggheads are awesome. We probably didn't play the best strategy, but somehow we got there in the end, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
They can be beaten.
Yeah, they can be beaten. Yes, they can. I would say group of 5 trip to Nicosia on the cards, maybe next summer.
I know where it is first.
Yeah.
Paula Radcliffe looks ahead to this weekend's Great North Run and the latest on England's make-or-break match in the Rugby World Cup. The day's sporting news right now on BBC News 24. Here on BBC Two next, Chris Packham observes migrating birds in nature's calendar. Also tonight...
Has the ship got curtains?
Just about the oddest answer I've ever heard to any question.
QI at 10 here on BBC Two.
I'm joining the train which takes about 80 lumberjacks up into the forest. No comment. Well, I've never witnessed anything quite like this before. A National Day parade for a nation that doesn't exist.
Meet your Eastern European neighbours. Michael Palin's New Europe, Sunday at 9 on BBC One.
Born to be king.
How dare you look at me! I am your lord and master!
Born to rule.
These are all just causes for war!
Born to be wild. The Tudors, next Friday at 9, only on BBC Two.
A tale of freedom and liberation in the final part of Michael Wood's Story of India at 9 tonight. Right now on BBC Two, we're heading outdoors with Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris Packham, and this is Nature's Calendar, your very own autumn time guide to the